Okay, so we complete this one. This is for encryption. If you want to encrypt the data, so we have a service called KMS. We already done in yesterday class. So next we have a company want to track the monthly cost and usage for all EC2 instances in a specific AWS environment. So what do you think it is?
He wants to track company wants
Yeah,
to cost. I would
cost
say
of
it wants to track instances in a specific environment. B.
Yeah, correct. If you look at D, basically it's a recommendation. They're just giving us five recommendation about like different kinds of category. We have five category. For security purpose, for cost, that's a recommendation. Compute optimization is different thing, and anomaly detection. So, so here you can eliminate it. Basically, they provide recommendation for saving cost, but it does not give you like track monthly cost of usage, EC2, etc. And compute optimizer, as the name suggests, they analyze your EC2 usage and provide recommendation for optimized performance and cost. While it's offer like cost insight, its primary focus on optimization, not tracking, as the name suggests, like this one, anomaly detection. So this identify unusual cost spikes, but it does not provide a comprehensive view of ongoing cost and usage. Okay, so correct answer is budget. And what is budget? Like something like budget. So important to budget your income, just like, so if you don't do it, so and it's budget, so that's why I'm not in better place. So definitely you set a budget, so and then the monthly cost and usage of all these C2 instance in a specific AWS environment. Okay, so you should have spent eliminate them. So that's the budget one. Okay, so B is the right one. Okay, so next is a company wants the ability to automatically acquire resources as needed and release resources when they are no longer needed. So what do you think? It's easy, I think.
I think that's B2, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
correct. What do you think, like Mark and Christian? Is B is right?
Uh, Maybe availability.
Availability, but this says automatically acquire resources. Availability is when something mm, availability is
You know what?
comes in the higher.
I would have picked elasticity too. The ability to shrink or grow as necessary. So I don't see how durability or
Okay,
maybe reliability, but I would have picked elasticity. Yeah.
elasticity. Yeah, elasticity. Basically, elasticity means a rubber band. You can easily, expand it and decrease it. So
Right.
elasticity, but availability is like it's available like 100%. Just like in three availability zone, if you select standard S3, so they give you three availability zone and they will charge you. And this is available for you for three zone. It doesn't mean like if something goes wrong, then they give you the second availability zone or third one. So you have to choose it before just like standard S3, and we learned yesterday, we have different tiers for storage. So same
Right.
thing here, elasticity. So you have to automatically acquire resources as needed and release resources when they need automatically. So elasticity. So that's the advantages of cloud. And availability, it means if you select it, the specific resource which is available in three availability zone. Okay, so it's available for you anytime. Just like if you
So
suppose if you select one zone, uh, uh, if you select this one, we have standard S3 and this availability zone, uh, this has minimum three availability zone. Okay, so that's the reason it's expensive. And this one, infrequent access IA, and this also available in three availability zone. Okay, but this is cheap and is infrequent access. Infrequent access. Okay, that's the thing. Second cheapest one. But if you see here, one zone infrequent access, that's the most cheapest. Why is cheapest? Because it's only available in one zone, not three zone. It means if you need it, it will not, give you more availability zone. Because why you selected one zone? Same as this one, like Glacier and flexible retrieval. This is for low cost, and this is for designed for data archiving. So it takes few minutes and 6-12 hours. But
So
availability
now,
zones,
when they're saying acquire resources,
okay.
that could be almost. So are we talking about accessing data that like in that's being stored in like a S3 and bundles or something like that?
And anything we are talking about, like generally, we are talking about cloud services,
Right,
everything. So I just giving you the example of storage. So just like in auto scaling, we have auto scaling, and
right.
that's a different concept, and that's called inside the in elastic. It comes in the elasticity, not availability. Availability means like availability zones, and is comes in like just like it's available, as you can see, like just like a storage services. I'm just giving you the example. The storage standardized 3 is available for you like 100%. They give you 99.9999% SLA. It means there's no downtime. Why? Because if one availability zone goes down, second will give you backup, but you don't know what's going on the backgrounds, because availability is always available. They have 3 zones, or might be 4 zones, 5 zones. But elasticity, but they will not automatically expand or decrease the resources. Make sense?
Yeah, but this almost sounds like scalability. But in this case, is the availability of resources.
Mm, no, basically they say a company want to ability to automatically acquire resources as needed when you need it,
Right.
and
And
release
then
the resources when they are no longer needed.
right. So isn't this scalability?
Is a scalability, yeah. Is a scalability,
So
correct?
wouldn't that be elasticity? Or
Yeah, is
what?
a basically, scalability and elasticity. Okay, so you can compare both of them. If scalability or auto scaling option is here, so that's the right one. Okay, but they're talking about they give you the options. It's not come in the durability. It's not come in the reliability. Okay, when they say something regarding like this thing is very reliable, and so just like in AWS Cloud Adoption Framework, I will show you some questions. So you will say you can think about it, and the answer is reliability. But here, when you acquire something, release something, so if scalability or auto scaling groups or ASD is here, you can select it. But now elasticity is the same thing. Like elasticity is the example of suppose a rubber band. You can scale it or decrease it.
So what's the answer for this one?
Answer is elasticity, because you know just like in yesterday, there's a question. Question number one is
Steve, Steve,
Yes, sir.
why are you being so quiet? That's what you answered.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I thought he was going somewhere else with it. That's why I was like, I mean, if I looked at that, I thought it was talking about scalability. Either you require you
Yeah,
are
yeah, 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 yeah. They're similar, but he was just saying that they didn't have that up there. So if we had to look at all those answers, then elastic,
elasticity.
yeah, would be the answer.
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's what I was saying. I was saying of these, I
Mark,
would
Mark,
think that
answer is, if you see this question, yesterday we have a question like Amazon S3 store audio files, which is 5 MB in size, but the company, we rarely access the file, but the company must be able to retrieve the file immediately. And we know if you want to, and you need the cheapest one, but file immediately. So that's the right one. S3
yeah.
standard. Okay, but we cannot select it. Why? Because in question, this is most cost effective. And we know what is this? This one.
Infrequent access.
Instant, yeah, infrequent. This one, glacier instance retrieval. Works well for archive data that require immediate access. Okay, but okay, just understand this part. If glacier instance retrieval, but in question is not available, retrieve the files immediately. That's the
Right.
right one. Okay, but it's not available. So our next one is, if I select this one, flexible, no. Why? Because it takes few minutes to hours to retrieve the data. But in question says we need immediately retrieve the data. Okay, so it means few minutes to hours. Let's mark eliminate this one. Deep archive is takes 12 hours. We cannot use this one. So the answer is this one. That's the expensive one, or second one. We have two option only. So in if you see, we have standard and this one, and we cannot do this one. Why? Because it takes minutes to hours, and it takes 12 hours. And this one is a expensive one, so we can choose B. Make sense?
So
Mhm.
That's
the
the thing. You have to match the answers. If something is not available in answers, so we cannot say, like, if scalability or these type of thing is not available, you can choose different one. Just like if it says auto scaling group or ASG, these type of things available, so you can choose it. But here it says um, elasticity, so you can choose elasticity
mhm,
because elasticity means you can expand it and decrease it. Simple.
right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
next
You
question.
just think of it like a rubber band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. So that's the reason I'm just giving you the tricks. So, in exams, so they will, just test you and they just confuse you. You will get and you will see a lot of questions and it looks same, but you have to think about it. Okay, that's the tricks. So, just like this one, if you see this answer, um, okay, but one thing more, just like durability refers like ability to withstand failures and continue operating, like nothing to do with acquiring and okay, and availability again, whenever you see in exam availability refers to ability to access and use when needed, like they are available, just like S3. S3 storage service guarantee you, just like we are giving you the high availability like 9.99% or something like this. Okay, so what availability is about acquiring, releasing, so consider elasticity. Okay, on, if you remember, like auto scaling group, same like acquiring resources when they are increase in traffic. It's release resources when the less traffic. This is called elasticity. Okay, if you scratch or decrease it, just okay, so just elasticity. And now the next question is 39. uh, and I think it's easy. A company want a cost-effective option. Now cost-effective. Okay, so running application in Amazon EC2 instance for a short period of time. Okay, so like yesterday, there's a question, same question, but it says 1 year, and 1 year means or 1 or 3 years reserve instance.
Hmm.
Okay, and now they says for a short period of time, but the application can be interrupted. Interrupted mean
It
Spot
the
means,
check.
application,
yep,
yeah. So what do you think?
Hey.
A,
yep,
yeah,
yep,
correct.
yep.
Why? Because interruption, we have a cheapest one is spot instance. They will give you 90% discount. And if there's some application can be interrupted, then spot is fair. If they say application cannot be interrupted, then what will be the answer? If it's
Um,
in question say
on
the
the
application on
oh,
demand,
like
yeah,
a
correct.
dedicated.
No, on demand. Why dedicated is very expensive because it's a dedicated server,
Oh,
dedicated hardware as well.
yeah, but you didn't ask whether it was in terms of, oh, I do see cost effective up there. Yeah, then that would be on demand.
Yeah, on demand, cost effective.
Yeah.
If they says 1 year, or more than 1 year, then reserve instance. Okay.
Reserve.
And then if they says something like very important and there's some applications running on is special for uh, dedication, something like this, so then
Right.
dedicated
And
instance. Okay.
cost is not a it doesn't have to be cost effective. Like this could be a big
Yeah.
company. They need to make sure that it's working during this period of time. They need to have that locked in. So you say, okay, we can use dedicated instances for that. It's going
Yeah,
to be more
correct.
expensive, but it's going to be very, it's going to be available. It's going to work, dependable. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, they give you complete hardware. But here in the Smart only one reserve, they will not Amazon, AWS will not give you complete hardware. Basically, that's the shared hardware.
what's the shared hardware?
Shared hardware means just like in virtual machine, if you notice, let me show you one thing.
Yeah, that's the dedicated instance.
Yeah, just like this one. That's a VMware. Okay. And just like I have a laptop and which has 16 GB of RAM. I give them I install a Ubuntu and provide how many memory? 7.5. Processor 2. I have 500 GB of hard drive. I give Ubuntu 20 GB. Okay, so this is the shared one. Ubuntu is the shared one, and this is not the host. I am the host. This is my laptop. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my laptop have 16 GB, 500 GB of hard drive, but
Mm-hmm.
I am the host. I am a dedicated host. Okay, and I shared resources like Ubuntu is shared resources with my laptop. I create another virtual machine here, create a new virtual machine, new window or new virtual machine, and I just say, okay, that's the memory. 8 GB memory again. How many processor? Two processor. Hard drive 20 again. So they shared my resources. It means it's a shared resources, not dedicated. Make sense?
So as a shared, yeah, not dedicated, right? So as a shared resource
Hmm.
on you could do shared resources on Amazon, right?
Yeah. Amazon also do shared things on the background. Just like a spot instances, uh, on demand, reserve, dedicated. Okay, so dedicated, that's the reason dedicated. If you go on Amazon calculator, if you go on Google and just find calculator, AWS calculator, and when you click dedicated instance, price will be too, it's very expensive. It's too huge. So reserve instances, if you select like 1 year, 2 years, then reserve instance. Okay, so comes to again here. So a company is cost effective they're talking about, or now the
Yeah,
application can be interrupted. So now spot instance. If this says cannot interrupt, so then on demand.
right.
Okay.
And if it
If
said 1 to 3 years, then that
once
would
here,
be
then
reserved for
reserve
instance.
instance. Yeah,
Right.
correct. Okay, so now,
Okay.
this question, a company has an AWS business support plan. The company need to gain access AW DDoS protection to help mitigate DDoS events. Okay, so in AWS security theory, I already explained you. If someone asks you regarding DDoS, we have a one thing who protect DDoS attack. And what is DDoS attack? So DDoS. So if you want to protect DDoS, so we have uh, Shield. Okay, so Shield is a service. They will protect you. Now we have two shields, right? In answer, AWS Shield Standard and Advanced. Okay, now they are not talking about cost effective. Okay, so as you know, like standard is a normal and advance is expensive, but they give you good feature. Like, yeah, Christian, you are right. So D is the right one because they are not talking about like cost effective. So D is the right one. Shield advance. Okay. So whenever in exam question they are talking about DDoS, then Shield and WAF, web application firewall. So we already learned like we have four type of firewall, VPC level, and it's called a network firewall. We have second firewall, subnet level, which calls a NACL. EC2 instance level, we have a firewall called uh, security group. And in EC2, suppose we have an application which is running on web application. So we have a web application firewall. Okay. So which AWS service and tool provide visualization of historical AWS spending patterns and protection? Okay. So we already learned this one as well. AWS service tool provide visualization of historical AWS spending patterns and projection of future AWS costs. What do you think?
Budgets.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, yes, Mark. Okay, Mark said budget. So Steven, you are saying something?
I might be wrong, but I would say, let me see, which of the AWS service tool provides a visualization of historic AWS spending patterns and projections of future AWS costs? It would be, I don't know. Hey, I probably would have got it wrong. I don't know.
Okay, basically, visualization, that's the, confusing thing. This is a tool provide a visualization and historical spending patterns. Okay, so visualization, they give you the interface and they have some visualizations things, and you can click on historical, you can find everything. Okay, so that's the tool, you can find everything related costs. Okay, but AWS cost and usage report is just a report. You can download it and extract it and export it. That's a simple report. Okay, but AWS budget, you can set the budget. They will give you send a message, and we already done this one. And Amazon CloudWatch, that's a monitoring service. So this one is a right one. Cost Explorer. So I already explained you. We have two types of visualization or spending patterns and projection of AWS cost. One is a price calculator before migration, and after migration, we have a tool called Cost Explorer. If you want to visualize the cost and spending patterns and everything, these type of regarding cost, then Cost Explorer. If they are talking about reports, then cost and usage report. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So now a company is migrating to the AWS cloud instead of running in infrastructure on premises, which are the following advantage. Okay. Now the company is in on-prem, so they are migrating to the cloud. So what are the advantages? So choose two.
The advantages is, uh, let me see. Uh, let me see. The advantages is ability to deploy globally in
Yeah,
minutes,
correct, correct.
and also, let me see. I'm trying to look through these. And B, I
Uh,
guess.
Elimination of cost of IT staff.
IT stuff. Uh, No. Why? Because elimination of the cost of IT staff, we need some staff, not because it says elimination of cost of IT staff members.
Okay.
So definitely I know, let's like if we have 100 employees, so after the cloud, we don't have 100, but it doesn't mean like we don't have any employees. So we have, we need some employees. We need IT staff. So this one is a confusing thing. So, and okay. Redundancy by default. Okay, for all. Okay, it says redundancy for by default for all computing services. No, because in some service, this is all compute services. So not all. Like just like uh, this is like for everything. Not it's not possible. Just like in some services, redundancy is not available. Just like sport instance, they cannot give you the guarantee. This is interruption here. So it means in cloud it doesn't mean like everything is in redundancy by default. So that's the wrong one. This one is the wrong one. So B and C is the right one. Increase global reach and agility, because they increase the speed. Agility means speed, like ability to deploy globally in a minute as well. Okay, so B and C is the right one. So now which AWS service use edge location to cache content?
Oh, I'm gonna guess is it which AWS service uses edge locator to catch content? I think it's I know C is a content uh distribution sort of thing,
Okay.
content delivery.
Yeah, this one is the right one, Amazon CloudFront. So
Mhm.
whenever you see the word like edge location, we have only one service, CloudFront. So this is for DNS service, and this is a SQS. and this is Amazon, database thing. So that's the right one, CloudFront. Okay. So and okay, so we done this one, and
I actually learned something.
okay, sorry.
I said I actually learned something.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very important part. So that's the reason I email you. So which AWS service can migrate data between AWS storage service? So I think Mark and Christian, yesterday we done this one. So if you want to, if the AWS service, if you want to migrate a lot of data, like okay, and we need some connectivity on-prem and cloud. Definitely, we need some bridge between on-prem storage and cloud storage. Service can migrate data between AWS storage service. Okay.
Well, it's not saying large amounts of data, but if there was, that would be data sync.
Yeah, data sync is the right one. So it doesn't say like large amount, it doesn't say anything. Okay, not this is a storage service, Amazon S3. Okay, and AWS Lake Formation is a different one. Okay, and Direct Connect is a dedicated network, dedicated line. Okay, and they are not, they are talking about AWS storage service. When and dedicated Direct Connect means it's not for storage service, it's for everything. It's for EC2, it's for network. It means your on-prem is directly connect with the um, your cloud. Okay, so and they're talking about storage service. So storage service, when you want to migrate everything on cloud, then data sync. Okay, and we have a similar question on in yesterday class. This says large amount of files they are moving to the cloud. So then data sync. Okay, so which statement represent the cost effective on of the AWS cloud? They're talking about cost effective.
I know one of them is B.
Okay, you mean this one.
Yeah.
Users can deploy all. Okay, no, you are right. That's the advantages of cloud, but this is cost effective.
Oh, cost effective. Okay.
Yeah, that's the confusing thing. So in exam, that's the thing. You need,
Here it is, right here. It's A. A is one of them.
yeah,
Yep.
correct. A is a correct one. That's fine. This one is a wrong,
B is wrong.
and this one E. Users benefit from economics of skills.
Damn, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so user can deploy all over the world. That's right. It's advantage of, but it's not, cost effectiveness. No, AWS offer increase, same, but
And so
it's
and
not
so and
common thing.
so and so E, they're saying the more customers, the cheaper.
Yeah, correct,
Mhm. Okay.
correct. Now, same. So Stephen, we done this part yesterday. Basically, there's a one framework called AWS Well Architecture Framework, and a company want to design its cloud architecture and that can be support development, innovation, and continuously improve processes and procedures. Okay, so in yesterday class, I explained them just like we have to learn this one. So there's no another way. There's no any trick. So that's the AWS framework pillars. Six pillar we have operational excellence. What comes in the security, reliability. Okay, so just like scale horizontally, and you have to learn this thing. Just read it, then you can understand it. Cost optimization, sustainability. Okay, so now in question it says a company want to design this cloud architecture and can support development innovation. And one thing, in yesterday class, I explained, if you don't know the answer, just say operational excellence. If you don't know anything, just for the sake of so if you don't know anything, because I see in exam there's a lot of questions come related to operational excellence. That's the reason. I'm not saying like, but if you don't know, like if you are not sure anything, I don't know, so then you can choose it. Okay, so that's the just trick. So, but a company want to design and support, and it can support development, innovation, and continuous improvement. So they are talking about like continuous improvement, process and procedure.
Yeah, that's
So it's
operation.
not security. I know these things. It's not security because not a protection.
It's operation, ain't it? See,
Uh, yeah, correct. It's operation because they are in operations. You have to think about it. If you read this thing, six pillars and reliability, performance, cost optimization. 1 minute. Operation excellence. Okay. So perform operation as code, make frequent small, reversible. So you will get these type of question. Make frequent small. I will show you this question. Okay. You will find this word. Make frequent small reversible change, refine operation, procedure frequent, anticipate failure, learn from all operation failure. And there's another thing. You can learn it.
you know what? Not to interrupt you, but to really say really quick with operational, well architectured framework. The way I go about it is, if you look at the question, it kind of tells you which one it is. See,
Yeah. Yeah.
procedures, and process and procedures. It's not
Yeah.
security for me, so it kind of tells you in the question.
Yeah. In question, basically these questions, you can, just think about it when you read it, and you can easily, find the answer. Just like in some question, they're talking about reliability. In some question, when they are talking about like some protection, threat detection, then security.
No, I like
Okay.
what you said. I think that's really good. In this question, it says it's improving the processes and procedures, which is the
Yeah.
operation of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
correct.
I like that.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
And
That's a good one.
okay. So a company need a consolidated the billing for multiple accounts. We have different type of accounts, and a company need this consolidated billing. The company need to use one account to pay on behalf of the other accounts. Okay, so we already learned this. Okay, so consolidated billing. So we have one account, and why we have a one account? If you have multiple, then you will get some discounts. Okay, so now the answer. What do you think?
Whenever they say one account, you always know it's AWS organizations.
Yeah, correct, correct. Oh, you have a very good memory, Steven.
That's from staying up late and my wife telling me to come home. I mean, come to bed. Trying to soak some of this stuff up.
Okay, so okay, so whenever you see the word like one bill, two for multiple billing, so AWS organization, constant billing, AWS organization. Okay, now a company is moving some of its on-prem IT services to the AWS cloud. Finance department want to see the entire bill, so and it can forecast spending limits. Spending limits. Okay, there are spending limits. Which AWS services can the company use to set a spending limit? It's easy. What do you think?
Talking to me.
Which one? Sorry.
Hold on a minute. Let me look. I wasn't paying attention. Hold on.
Oh, that's fine. So Mark, Christian, just like I already explained you. Sometimes we have a limits. Suppose $500 or so, not 500, $4,000, $10,000. You can set the limit. If the limit, you can set the notification as well. They will via SNS. They will send you a message or they will send you an email when budget will exceed spending limits budget.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's the budget and which AWS support plan provide access technical. It's easy. We already learned in support part. Time
Oh,
we
what
have
was
a
the
technical
last one?
account manager.
What
Last
was
one
the
is a
last
budget.
one?
Budget.
The last one was budgets.
Budgets. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's spending limits. Okay, and now they are talking about in support plans. We have a technical account manager, dedicated person who will help us. So basic we know is free. and we don't need, they will not support us. Okay, if we have a basic one developer, they will not give a TAM. Okay,
It's
so
E. It's E.
okay, this says two, choose two. Okay.
Yeah, so it's E. But you know what? I always, whenever I was reading this, it only said like AWS Enterprise Support is one, and then whatever the one is above that. So,
Hmm.
so it's the I believe it's D and E. I'm not sure. I know it's
Yeah,
E.
correct. Yeah, correct. DNE, basically DNE. That's for enterprise, and this is also for enterprise. So on-ramp is the least, is the cheapest one. If you compare both, that's the cheap. If you compare both, so but DNE or the both enterprise support, TAM and technical account manager. It means in business we don't have TAM and developer and basic. Okay, so now 408. So where users find example AWS cloud solution design. That's a different thing. I think we did not learn it, but when they are talking about designs, then as the name suggests, architecture center. Okay, architecture center and marketplace. Whenever they talk about like third party, when you want to buy services or third party, so then AWS marketplace. Okay, so which task is the responsibility of the company that is running, or responsibility of the company that is using Amazon RDS. And Amazon RDS, we know relational database, and what is the company's responsibility? Now you as a customer, what's your responsibility in RDS, relational database?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure, whenever you see the word infrastructure, physical, database, oh sorry, data center,
Oh,
hypervisor is not our responsibility. That's the reason
if
we are moving to the cloud.
I was thinking that it was the responsibility of Amazon.
Oh no, yeah, correct. So, but it's a responsibility of a company. This is
Oh,
company,
okay.
company
Well,
and customer.
that would be
They use the
patching.
word. Sorry.
Patching. Let me see.
Okay, so I'm just going to explain you. Just like this one as a hardware, just remove this one, and now this one, this one. Okay, see, install the cables to connect the hardware. Now this is word hardware in infrastructure. Just remove this one, hardware and A, because AWS responsibility hardware and infrastructure. Now installing the patch of RDS operating system. Uh, I said we can customer responsibilities of patching the guest OS. Okay, guest OS, not install and patch the RDS operating system. Okay, just like installing the operating system of RDS, we cannot do it. If you look, see, create IAM policy to control administrative access to the service. So that's my responsibility, customer responsibility. You can create a IAM user. I can go in the IAM policy. I create a policy, just like Mark will access this RDS database. Okay, and Steven will not access that database. That's the IAM policy. Whenever you see IAM in exam, that's your customer responsibility because it comes in the security in the cloud, and security in the cloud is a IAM, and security of the cloud is a security of just like hardware security. This related to AWS. This is security in the cloud. Just like IAM policies, making policies, making users group. Uh, okay,
No, that
define
makes
who
sense.
can
Definitely.
access.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question is, which of the following advantage of the AWS cloud provides to the users? Okay, so it doesn't say like for cost, for speed, it means everything. So user maintain control for operating system, manage services, user maintain control underlying art. Okay,
I would say. I would say A.
yeah, correct. User estimate need to guess about infrastructure capacity. Okay, so yesterday is the same question, like stop guessing capacity. So same, but they changed the word. Now, next question, which feature of Amazon RDS relational database provides the ability to automatically create a primary database instance and to asynchronously replicate data into another availability zones? Okay, so we have one function. Okay, read replica, just read it. This is uh, replicates data to another AZ. It means only one we have. A reserve instance nothing to do with this. Blue green is a different one. So multi-AZ. Multi-AZ, if you click multi-AZ deployment, it means when you deploy RDS, automatically they have multiple zones available, three zones. If it's in one region, three zones, so automatically your data will sync to a different availability zone. It's called a multi-AZ. So now 412, a company need to check IAM access keys and that have not rotated recently. Okay. And okay, now what do you think? That's a tricky question.
It would be a company needs to check for IAM access keys and not been. Okay, we know it's not the AWS web
Hmm.
firewall. It's not Shield, and I would say I don't know. It looked like Lopez said D, but I don't know. Maybe it is D. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you and Christian, right? So D.
Good
So
job,
trusted
D.
advisor, basically they're just giving you recommendation, just like your port is open, your, recently you cannot, access keys have not retrieved recently, they will give you recommendations. Okay. So that's the AWS trusted advisor. So, and you will get some questions like two, three, four questions regarding this one. So if you understand this concept, you can easily, mark, you can easily pass it. If you understand this same concept which I'm explaining here, so and same question might be most probably you will get these type of question in exam. Okay, so for this one, a company runs many EC2 instance in its VPC. Okay, a company want to use native AWS security resources to control network traffic between certain EC2 instance. Okay, now company is VPC. The company want to use a native security resource to control network traffic between the certain EC2 instance. Now they're talking about network traffic
That's
certain
A.
EC2 instance. A,
Yep.
how?
Huh?
How?
How is it A?
No, why is A? Can you explain it? Why
Oh,
network ACL? Because I
um,
explained you we have four type of firewalls.
because security group is wait a minute. It says okay, the company wants to use a native AWS security resource to control network traffic. Okay, so network access control list is for network. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's for subnet level. Subnet level
Yeah.
means because in VPC is a network. Inside the VPC we have a subnet, and inside the subnet we have a EC2, and inside the EC2 we have a web application firewall for application. Four type of firewall we have. On top, network firewall, and then subnet level we have a network ACL. EC2 instance level we have a security group, and application level we have a web application firewall. Now they are talking about network traffic between certain EC2 instance.
Network traffic between okay, yeah. So between certain EC2, so yeah, that would be security group.
Yeah, correct.
See,
So
I
why?
always get them mixed up, man. I always, but I got to remember that the security group it protects the
Yeah,
EC2.
yeah, you are. Like, 1 minute, I'm just giving you one example.
I know it, but
Just
then my mind tries to trick me, but I can't. I got to remember that.
yeah. They trick you, always trick you. These type of questions. But you have to remember four thing. Then you can understand it. Otherwise, no other way. Oh, yeah, this one, this one. Oh, where it is? Okay, so we have a total. This is a boundary, which is called a VPC. So VPC network firewall. Okay, whenever they talk about like VPC level uh, firewall, we have a network firewall on top. Second, we have a subnet, like private subnet, a public subnet. How many subnet we have? On subnet level, we have a called NACL, Now they are talking about which VPC component can company use to set up virtual firewall at the Amazon EC2 instance level. So now inside the subnet we have a EC2. EC2 security group, and inside the EC2 you have an application which is running on EC2 definitely. So then WAF for firewall. So they are talking about Amazon EC2, which is answer is security group. the Amazon EC2. Okay. So now go back. So where I am. Okay, so I'm here. So that's the D is the right one. Okay, so this one, which of the following can components of VPC in the AWS cloud? So what is the component of VPC? So when we are configuring the VPC, what is the component? Just like a API gateway, it's not a S3, it's not a component of VPC. Okay, storage gateway is not a component. Storage gateway is this is a gate for on-prem and cloud connectivity between on-prem file servers, on-prem storage, and S3 cloud storage. Okay, so two remainings, internet gateway and subnet. Okay, so that's the part of VPC, internet gateway and subnet. So a company is building a new application on AWS. A company need the application to remain available if the individual application components fail. Okay. Okay, so we haven't done this one, but if in exam, whenever they talk about like a company need an application, they remain available if individual application components fail, so then loose coupling. The loose coupling is a idea, just like suppose I'm just giving the example of cricket team. So we have a like I think 9 or 10 players. If one is goes down, so you have another cricketer, and which is very good and he play well. So then he can do a good performance. Or suppose if all if five cricketers have very bad performance, and remaining like four they have a good performance, they will might be most probably they you will won the match, just because for the loose coupling, because all players are individual.
Let me
So
ask you a
that's
question.
yeah,
What's the difference between decoupling and loose coupling? Because I've seen that before. Decoupling.
decoupling.
I believe I've seen that before somewhere.
Okay, so decoupling and loose coupling both are the same.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. So a company want to use a managed service to identify and protect sensitive data. Whenever you see the word sensitive data, one thing,
That's
So
D.
that's the
what was the answer for the last one for 415?
yeah, this one is a loose
Okay,
coupling.
loose coupling. Okay.
Okay, so
That's
now
D.
this is D. Yeah, whenever you see the word like protect sensitive data, then Amazon Messi. Okay, so it comes in the AWS security. So now you just configure limit network access to the subnet level. Now, so what do you think? I explained many times.
That's it. It's security group.
uh, Security group. Why we said subnet
That's a
level,
subnet
Oh,
man?
level. That's NACL.
Yeah, it's
ah,
just
see what
yeah,
I'm saying? It always
yeah.
get me.
It says subnet level, man. Limit network access at subnet level.
Yeah.
So
At
Network.
the
Okay,
network
ACL.
ACL. Okay.
So on the outside, it's the entire virtual cloud would be the network firewall. And
Yeah,
then
correct.
inside of your network cloud, you can have 2, 3, 50 subnets. But within that if you're going to look at the subnet, then you would set up your your network
Yeah,
access NACL. Within
yeah,
those subnets, you can have different programs running. You could have like an EC2, and EC2 would require a security group. And within
mm,
your EC2, you could have an application, and the
yeah,
application would require a web app
yeah,
firewall.
yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Damn, that's good. I gotta remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So which AWS service can a company use to manage encryption keys in the cloud? Same. In the start, we just started today's session. We just learned this one, encryption keys. Okay, so let me explain you. So basically, that's a security topic. So if you go towards security or cyber security, or if you go towards AWS security, so that's a different topic. So we have, if you want to encrypt the data, so we have two devices, two things for data encryption. One is uh, software encryption, and one is a hardware encryption. Okay, so KMS is a hardware, oh sorry, normal one for encrypted data. Now they are manage the encryption key in the cloud. And cloud, what is cloud? HSM, AWS, cloud, HSM, security HSM. If you see hardware security model HSM on AWS, you can see cryptographic keys, uh, dedicated FIP 140 level 3 tenant. So okay, that's a very long topic regarding security. You just memorize this one whenever they talk about like cloud HSM. So only two things for security keys. One is cloud HSM and second is KMS. KMS is for whenever they talk about like data protection, data encryption, sorry, AWS, KMS. Again, you can see encryption cryptographic, AWS key management service, KMS. So two services for encryption. One is KMS. Whenever in exam, if this says encrypt the data, then KMS. If KMS is not available, then second one is a HSM. And directory service is Active Directory Service. Certificate Manager is for TLS and transport layer and SSL certificates. And license manager is licensing things. Okay,
What
so cloud
what
HSM.
what does that HSM stand for again? AWS
Sorry.
Cloud AWS Cloud HMS. I mean HSM. What does that
Basically,
stand for?
is a service. Basically, they use for cryptographic things. Okay, so basically, it is they manage the hardware security models, HSM. Let me open it and
Okay.
already show you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I
basically
remember. I remember. I
that
remember
okay,
now.
yeah, that's a hardware. I'm just giving you the diagram, then you can see it. Let me show you. Then you can remember it. Cloud HSM. I'm just show you the picture. Mm, Deep drive HSM. If you see, that's the hardware. Okay, so this is the hardware device. Okay, so this is for cloud HSM. Now, second thing is cloud AWS KMS, and you can see they are talking about keys. There's no hardware like this. There's software, and if you click here, KMS, same encryption, encrypt the data. But whenever they talk about like hardware, then HSM, and normally for both are cryptography. Okay, so if KMS is here, encryption the data, then KMS. Okay, and let me show you one thing. I think in last question, yeah, you can see which AWS service integrate other AWS service to provide ability to encrypt data at rest. KMS. Okay, so now a company want to enhance security by launching a third-party ISP included design system. Or third party, what do you think? Third party software. In Microsoft Azure on AWS, whenever they talk about like third party thing, third party ISP or detecting system, third party softwares, then marketplace. Okay. How does the AWS cloud help companies build agility in the process of the cloud infrastructure? They're talking about speed, agility. So now we have to find, um, just like companies can expand into new different. Yeah, we can do it, but they're talking about agility. Eliminate this one. Company can avoid provisioning too much capacity. Eliminate this one. Companies can pay IT resources only use. That's the right, but we they're talking about agility. So C is the right one. Companies can access the range of technologies to experiment and innovative quickly. Basically, we do everything in quick manner. Okay, so just like provision the servers, provision, create many things. Okay, quickly. So C is the right one. So which AWS service or tool gives a company the ability to release application change in automatic way? Okay, so we haven't done this one. Just remember this one. That's the code deploy. Okay, so that's a tool which is company to release application changes. Okay, automatically we have a code, you can deploy the code. So just memorize this one. Okay, and a company again same cloud adoption framework perspective focus on managing identities and permission at scale. What do you think it is? Just think about it. They're talking about permission and identities.
Security.
Yeah. So which AWS service and feature allow users to securely store, encrypt credential and retrieve their credential then when required? So we already learned in yesterday class. So there's a service if you want to encrypt or store credential. They're not talking about like encryption of data. If they're talking about encryption of data, then KMS and hardware HSM. But there says store credential like username and password, keys. So we have
Secret.
one thing, yeah, secret manager. Again, which pillar of AWS file architecture framework align with the ability to make frequent, small, reversible change? We just, see, I already show you this thing. There's a word make frequent, small, and reversible change to AWS cloud architecture. We have security, cost, security eliminated, cost. They're not talking about costs, I think.
Operational.
Yeah, operational, if you see, make frequent, small, reversible change, operational. Make a small, reversible change. Which AWS service or resources can a company use to deploy AWS WAF rule? Simple, man. No, no, sorry, it's not simple. Okay, and deploy. Okay, so one thing is, there's some confusion. Uh, AWS service or resource can a company use to deploy AWS WAF? They are saying we need something to, they need some help. If you want to deploy something, you need some tool to deploy WAF. We know, like you're right, WAF will work on EC2, Amazon EC2, but we need some tool, we need some service or resource can company use to deploy WAF. So we have a service called load balancer. I haven't, tell you this one. Let me show you the diagram of WAF. WAF. It. When you deploy, when you creating a WAF, We haven't done the lab this one basically. When we creating a web application firewall, we need service called, that's the idea how to create a WAF. That's the conditions. ALB using ACL. Okay. Okay, as you can see, and this is the end user, and we have public subnet and private subnet, and this is the web application firewall. Okay, inside the VPC. So this is the application load balancer. So with the help of application load balancer, you can, you need, when you're creating a WAF, you need ALB. So this thing you have to remember it. Okay, but it's work on EC2 instance inside, but and it's work on application level. But the in question says what service or resource can a company use to deploy AWS maps, so load balancer. So okay, so a company host, okay, a company hosts its website on EC2 instance. The company need to ensure that the website reach a global audience and provide minimal latency. So what do you think? Now they're talking about minimum latency or global reach. So this is for DNS service. Elastic load balancer, they are just balancing the load of all EC2 instance. Okay. A Lambda is a serverless function. So this one is remaining CloudFront, which AWS design principle emphasize the reduce of independency between components of the application. Same loose coupling. Okay. So a company want to provide one of its employee with access the Amazon RDS. The company also want to limit the interaction only AWS CLI. Okay, and AWS software development kits. Both are the command prompt, and which combination of actions should the company meet requirement following least privileges. Okay, so that's a little complicated, but create IAM user and provide AWS management console only. No, because this says we need only two things: AWS CLI and software SDK. Both are the command prompt. So create a IAM user and provide programmatic access only. Then this one is the right one. B, and create IAM role and provide AWS management console access only. No, basically we- this as a company also want to limit the interaction to only AWS CLI and SDKs. It means you cannot use a management console like username and password in management console of AWS. So this one is gone. A gone, C gone. Now if we talk about D, create IAM policy with administrator access and attach into the IAM user. Create an IAM policy uh, with Amazon RDS access and attached to the IAM user. Yeah, that's the right one. E. Because they are talking about RDS. Okay. So a company is running
You
a
said E.
reporting
You said that was E, B, and
E.
E.
Yeah. Yeah. BNE. Yeah.
Okay.
So BNE. Yeah. So a company is running a reporting web app server application on EC2 instance. Application runs once every week, and once again at the end of the month. The EC2 instance can be shut down when they are not in use. So what is the most cost-effective billing model of this use case? Once a week, end of the month, and shut down when they are not in use. Cost-effective.
Standard.
Standard reserve instance, but standard, uh, if they says 1 year or 3 year, then is standard. reserve instance.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. And reserve instance again, 1 year or 3 years, but both are gone. Now, on demand capacity reservation, no, this is not, what is this? I don't know. This one is the right one, D, on demand
Oh,
distance. Because on demand, just like if your developer says we just use for 4 hours, 3 hours, sometime once a month, twice a month, but not like full commitments like 1 year, 2 year, then on demand. Okay. So a company want to discover, prepare, move, and integrate data from data analytics, machine learning. Okay, so you have to remember this one. Just memorize it whenever you see the word like discover, prepare, move, integrate, or data and resources from data analytics. Is that's the machine learning topic. And as this is a serverless data integration service, which is a AWS Glue. You can learn AWS Glue, learn definition whenever you have a time. So that's answer is AWS Glue. Okay, so that's the only service of machine learning who can, integrate data. A company is moving its development and test environment AWS, increase agility and reduce costs because these are not production workload and the servers are not fully utilized, occasionally unavailable. Okay, so same. If you notice the words, this says servers are not fully utilized and occasionally unavailability is acceptable. It means if it's gone, it's acceptable. So what is the cheapest one? Only one.
spot.
Yeah, spot instances because it says unavailability is acceptable. A company deploys application on EC2 instance. Application occasionally experience sudden increase in demand. Okay, sudden go on high demand. A company want to ensure that the application can respond change in demand at the lowest possible cost. What is the requirement?
A.
Yeah, correct. Auto scaling. A company want to organize its users so that the company can grant permission to the users as a group. Okay, so which of the service? Okay, now you can we have a one thing you can create a group and you can put all the users and set the policy. Only one thing we have.
B.
Which one? Sorry,
I think it's B.
B. Yeah, correct. IAM. Okay. A company want to build an application that uses AWS Lambda to run Python code. So yesterday I explained you what is Lambda is a serverless functions. So they just run a code and they just do the serverless. We don't have to provision hardware. We don't have to buy servers. Okay, everything AWS will manage. We just run the code. So under the AWS shared responsibility model, which tasks will the company responsibility? Now company means you are the responsible. Now choose to. Again, infrastructure, hardware, data is not my responsibility as a customer. Okay. So now they're talking about company's responsibility. Eliminate this one, infrastructure.
Mm,
Now
no, C and E.
C and E, correct. Writing the business code and AWS and yeah, correct. A company need to identify who access an AWS service and what action can perform for a given period of time. Okay, who access AWS service? If you want to know who access at what time and what action perform for a like given period of time, what is thing
B.
you want? Sorry, B. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. B. Because if it says real time monitoring, then CloudWatch. They says who can access. They are just tracking or auditing who access and you will get a lot of questions regarding CloudTrail. Only one, I think, might be one or two regarding, not two, I think one. If they are talking about like monitoring, real-time monitoring, then CloudWatch. A company want to use centralized AWS service to enforce compliance with the organizational business standards. The company want to use AWS service that govern, control, deploy, manage, and decommission AWS resources. Okay, now they are talking about okay, so that's a new service which is called a service catalog. So you have to remember this one. That's a AWS, AWS service to enforce compliance with organization business standards. So you have to, memorize this one. There's a service called service catalog. They do this thing. Okay. So what does security of the cloud? So I already explained you, security in the cloud is customer responsibility and security of the cloud is AWS responsibility. So what does security of the cloud refer to? The AWS shared responsibility.
So AWS responsibility, you said, what is their responsibility?
Yeah,
Infrastructure.
security of the what is mean by security of the cloud? This is,
The infrastructure.
yeah,
Right.
correct. So this one, B1, because security of the cloud is a cloud server, cloud provider responsibility, and security in the cloud, just like a IAM, guard duty. Guard duty is like a threat detection service. Okay, and one guard duty is my responsibility. Security hub is my responsibility. Security in the cloud, IAM. Okay, policies is my responsibility. And inspector, they inspect the all EC2 instance. They find the things in all EC2 instance which is running in my environment. Inspector, it's coming in the AWS security. It's my responsibility. Cloud Trail is my responsibility. Is the security in the cloud. Active Directory services, which is called a directory services in Amazon, which comes in this security in the cloud is my responsibility. Okay, so and IAM is my responsibility. Infrastructure is not mine. Just like this one, implementation password policy, IAM user is customer responsibility. Security of customers environment by using network firewall patterns is my responsibility. Okay, customers environments, availability of AWS service, such as Amazon EC2. Okay, so availability. Okay, so it's not my responsibility and AWS, but they are talking about security perspective. A company has an application that produce unstructured data continuously. And structured data, and what is unstructured data? Unstructured data means videos, pictures, backups. Okay, and structured data means SQL databases. Okay, they're talking about application that produce unstructured data continuously. The company need to store the data, so the data is durable and easy to query. The AWS service can company use to meet the requirements.
That's D.
Okay, yeah, D. Why? Because Aurora and RDS both are they are working on structured data like tables. RDS is work on only tables, and tables is data they work on that's called a structured data. And DynamoDB is a NoSQL database, and when they are talking about no unstructured data continuously, and this is very durable and easy to query, but this is a NoSQL. Just remember one thing, NoSQL, and this is RDS. When you go on AWS and open it RDS, they will give you all SQL things. SQL, they support 5 databases. One is SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle. Okay, so they all are the relational databases. And Aurora is a serverless. They support two, SQL and Postgre. And DynamoDB is a NoSQL and structured data. Which option or AWS Cloud Adoption Framework perspective? So we know uh, one is security, and second is
Uh, Security and damn, I forgot.
one is operational security, reliability,
Yeah.
performance, cost, sustainability. Not sorry, this one. They are talking about this one, so which I shared you. Where this was slide. Okay, on top, if you remember here, which AWS Cloud Adoption from a perspective, organizing inventory of data. Okay, data catalog. I said you said governance. Okay, so I shared this one. We have this document, and this is very good. So in business, people, governance, platform, security, and operation. Whenever they talk about like threat detection, security governance, data protection is coming the security. So We have two. I select security and second is business.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to memorize this thing. Okay, so now security and business. A company want to migrate a company on-premise container infrastructure to the AWS cloud. A company want to prevent unplanned administration and operation costs, serverless architecture. Okay, so there is a service called, you need to manage the containers in AWS. Um, the server called Elastic Compute, um, ECS. So, but they are talking about whenever they talk about like serverless containers, that's the only service which is called a Fargate. Okay, and EC2, that's a machine, that's a virtual machine, and light sail is for deploying the website. If you don't have enough knowledge, every developer don't have enough knowledge for deploying websites, so you can use this one. Amazon Connect is a call center, contact center for Amazon, and Fargate is a serverless service for managing the containers. Fargate. A company wants Amazon EC2 instance to be in different location, but share the same geographic area. Share the same area, but different locations. Okay. A company also want to use multiple power grid independent network connectivity for EC2 instance. So which of the solution meet the requirements? So,
Use each EC2 instance in multiple availability zones.
you mean B, C, D,
Yeah, B.
B.
I'm
Okay.
guessing. I ain't really read them all.
Okay, you mean B. Yeah, B is the correct one because it's multiple availability zone in the same region. This is same geographical area. Okay, so edge location, nothing to do with, edge location just for caching. Amazon Connect location, what is this like Amazon Connect? There's no, Amazon Connect is like a call center. Artifacts for, I said these are reports, confidential reports, and AWS artifact location. There's no any location regarding like related to artifact locations. So all are wrong. Okay, so this one is the right one. An e-commerce company has deployed a new web application on Amazon EC2 instance. A company want to distribute incoming HTTP traffics evenly across all running instance. Service requirement. Okay.
That's B.
Okay. Yeah, B. Application load balancer. That's correct. So which AWS service or feature gives users ability to connect VPCs on-prem network to the central hub? That's the new question. You haven't learned it. The answer is AWS Transit Gateway. Okay, so whenever you see in the exam, it's like you have multiple VPCs. Suppose in AWS environment, you have 10 VPCs. Okay, and you have an on-prem network. Okay, so you want to connect it on-prem network to a central hub. So then Transit Gateway. So
You know
if
what? You know what? This question was on the exam and I got it wrong.
this one.
Yeah, the same exact question was on the exam.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So what you did, you select.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so I kind of guessed.
Okay.
I don't remember what I put, but I know it wasn't. I didn't put AWS Transit Gateway though.
Okay, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things in AWS Cloud Practitioner, it's very difficult to complete everything. So that's the reason I explain here, Transit Gateway. If you click here, we have Amazon VPC, Amazon VPC, Amazon. Okay, so you have multiple VPCs. With the help of AWS Transit Gateway, you can communicate all VPCs, different region, and then VPC, all VPCs have a central location, AWS Transit Gateway.
So
Internet
so
gateway.
so what does it do? It connects the VPCs to communicate.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
and even on-prem as well, on-prem networks, and make a and centralized thing, communication. Whenever this says dedicated network, dedicated line without internet, then direct connect. Whenever this says like we call VPCs and on-prem, okay, you can communicate it, then transit gateway. A company want to run a CPU intensive workload across multiple EC2 instance. Which EC2 instance type should be company use? Okay, so uh, this is CPU intensive. We have only one compute optimization instance. Okay, so you will get in exam, you will get this question not regarding like storage and memory. So you will get only compute optimized instance. So whenever this is CPU intensive workload, then compute optimization. Okay. A company is connecting multiple VPCs. Okay, same question I think. Uh, Connecting multiple VPCs and on-prem network, a company need to use AWS service as a cloud router to simplify pairing relationship to AWS server company. Okay, again, transit gateway. Whenever they say a dedicated line between on-prem and cloud, then direct connect without internet. Okay, Amazon Connect is a call center, and this is a DNS service. So a company store a large amount of data that audits access only twice each year. Which Amazon S3 cloud storage should the company use? Lowest cost.
Uh, uh, B.
B, this one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, correct. B is the correct one. Because standard S3 is expensive outpost, nothing to do with this storage. Intelligent tiering is nothing to do. Is you have to, automatically they intelligent tiering automatically they just, find the tier. If you are not use the data, automatically they transfer to different um like storage tier. Yeah. So this one is this one B. Which action should a company take to improve security in the AWS account? Improve security in the cloud. Okay, so if you want to improve security, so what you have to do?
I don't know. A. I don't know.
Yeah, A is a correct one. Whenever you see the word like MFA, so MFA is the most powerful security thing because you will get two password. One password, once you log in AWS, you will get a code in your mobile phone. You just, okay, that's the code. You can, this says, okay, type the code. If you are the right person, then definitely you have a code, okay, in your mobile phone. Definitely, if I am a right person, so this sent me a message on my mobile phone. Okay, so MFA is the most secure one. Then move the root user account. So if you remove the root user account, so that's the main global account you cannot do. Create an access key for root user, create an access key for each privileged user. No, so that's the greater one. So which of the following are the way to improve security on AWS? Two. Same thing, which they're improving security, MFA, here improving security. Now again, MFA, one is done. Second,
Yeah, that was movies.
this one is the most important one, trusted advisor, because they give us recommendation. Just like port 80 is open, or okay, so they give us a recommendation as a security point of view. Two things very important. One is MFA. Whenever you see the word like for security perspective, MFA is the one. Second is trusted advisor. Running application code with AWS cloud, nothing to do with it. So grant broadest permission to all IAM. So that's wrong because granting a least privileges. So that's a cloud concept. Least privilege, least permissions. Okay. AWS artifacts, that's the reporting service. Okay. Artifacts. Whenever you see the word reports, so only two remaining. Which AWS service can a company use to manage encryption keys? Again, encryption keys in the cloud.
C.
Yeah, HSM. A company want to store its file in AWS. Users need to able to download this file directly from the public URL. Again, easy.
Public URL is D. I mean not
Yeah.
D. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? Just think about it.
Yeah. It is D. I
A
think.
D. Okay. Yeah, because public URL is available in S3, not in Redshift is a data warehousing. Okay, so if you have a lot of huge data, that's the if whenever you see the word warehouse, data warehousing, then Redshift. EBS is a block storage for EC2 instance. EFS. So yesterday I explained EFS is a network shared drive for Amazon. You can attach any EFS to any EC2 instance. Suppose one EFS is here, you can attach on this VM, this VM, this VM, this EC2, this EC2. But EBS is only specially dedicated for one EC2 instance. Okay. Redshift data warehousing S3 is a public URL. A company using AWS to all IT infrastructure companies develop or allow to application their own. A developer want to deploy their application without having provisioned the infrastructure themselves. Okay.
Deploy applications is Elastic Beanstalk.
Yeah, correct. Elastic Beanstalk. Okay. So that's the right one, Elastic Bean. If this is template, if you have a template and you can type everything like an infrastructure as a code, IAS, so you can type code, let's like how many VPCs, how many EC2, that's the username, that's the part, but you have a template. You can, and then you can run the template. Once you run the template, automatically everything will be done. So that's the cloud formation.
Yeah.
But here we are not talking about template. So then Elastic Bean. A company want to gain insight. Again, yesterday we are talking about whenever you see the word insights, from its data and build interactive data visualization dashboards, then quick sites. So same insight and quick sites. That's the easiest trick. So a cloud engineer want to store data in Amazon S3. Engineers will access some of the data yearly and some of the data daily. Yearly and daily. Okay. So which AWS storage service will meet the requirement? Cost effective.
Cost effective is I would say C.
Uh, okay, so one zone infrequent access, but it says stored data in Amazon S3. The engineer will access some of the data yearly and some of the data daily. But this is daily because daily means it means is infre is a it comes in standard, because standard means you have to use on regular basis.
A is okay.
Is but A is not okay. Why? Because it's
Not
not
cost
cost effective.
effective. Right.
Yeah,
That's what I was
that's
gonna
right.
say.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And glacier is a for deep archive. If you're
It,
not using data past like 180 days, 3 months or 4 months, then this one is the right one. But this says daily. So
yeah.
it means this one is gone. This is the daily, that's right. But some of the data yearly. So standard I think is expensive. So both are gone. One zone, infrequent access. No, because infrequent access means
Oh shit.
not daily. So intelligent tiering. What will we do in intelligent tiering? We can create a rule. They automatically do these things. Okay. Some data. Okay, suppose you have a 1 terabyte of data in your computer, and I assure you, like you cannot use 1 terabyte of data on regular basis. Might be you are using 2 GB or 3 GB on regular basis. Okay, so all data which are not using like for w- past 90 days or 1 month, automatically they move into different tiers. So this is called intelligent tiering.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so which of the following are economics benefit of using AWS cloud? Economics benefit, economics like cost benefit.
Economic scale, C.
Yeah, correct.
and I would say A.
Yeah, correct. Consumption-based model, like pay as you go. A user is moving a workload from local data center to an architectural distributed between local center to the AWS cloud. And okay, so now a local data center to the cloud, which type of migration is it? On-prem to hybrid? Okay, so after migration, local data center, and that is distributed between the local data center and the AWS cloud. It means after migration, they can use both local and AWS.
That's a hybrid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds like a hybrid.
yeah, on-prem to hybrid, this one. See, a company need to store infrequent use data for data archives and long-term backups. Long-term backups. Okay, uh, AWS service or storage class will read cost effectiveness. Okay, it's easy. Long-term backups.
Uh, is it D?
Yeah, because we have only one Glacier flexible retrieval and EBS different EFS network and FSX+. So only this one. Which AWS service provide users reports, certifications, and third-party attestation. Okay, I already explained you like if they are talking about reports, certifications, or you know,
That's
and
artifacts.
third artifacts. Yeah, correct. And trusted advisor is a recommendation, health, they will give you like this region is working, not okay. And config is configuration change. Okay. If you do something in security group, if you change the instance type, so you will find in AWS config. Okay. So it also comes in the security part. So you can see configuration changing. A company need to create a public interactive business intelligence dashboard. And again, sites.
Quick
What do you
site.
think? Yeah, quick site. A company want to use AWS, a company has a certain requirement about low latency access to on-prem system to the data residency. Okay, and what do you think? Now that's a complicated. So, but we learn it. We already learned this part. What is this? That's the service. So we have a service called Outpost. So Outpost will give some servers if you have some latency issue, low latency, so they on access to on-prem systems and data residency. So they will give you the racks. Okay, so AWS will manage these things, but you will that's on-prem. This comes in the on-prem. That's the AWS Outpost. A company run an on-prem contact center for customers. Same again, I don't need to read everything. This is contact center for customers. We have Amazon
That's
Connect.
yeah. I was gonna say
Okay. And a company need to ability to acquire resources when the resources are needed. A company are also ability to release the resources. No longer. Again, same question. I think we done it.
Mark know the answer.
I haven't even looked at it yet.
Mark memorized this one. Oh, this one is elasticity.
Yeah, elasticity.
Yeah, a company want to use Amazon EC2 instance for a stable production workload that will run for 1 year. It's easy, stable and 1 year.
Reserve
Reserve.
instance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reserve instances. A company want to use login securely Linux EC2. What do you think? Like SSH key, VPN, end-to-end encryption, or Amazon Route 53? If you want to use Linux machine, what key you need?
You need a SSH key.
Yeah, correct. A company want to use serverless computer services of an application. And what service made the requirement?
Lambda.
Okay.
A.
Yeah, Lambda. Okay. So A company wants a solution that will automatically adjust the number of EC2 instances that are being on based on the current load. So okay, so it's also easy one. Automatically adjust the number of EC2.
That's auto scaling.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
A company is building AWS architecture to deliver real-time data feeds on-prem data center. Okay, a company need a okay. You can see the word. The company need a consistent network connection with a minimal latency. Consistent network. I know like internet is not public internet is not consistent. AWS VPN is not consistent. Why? Because VPN will work according to your internet. If your internet speed is slow, then second, like uh, point B or cloud service, whoever on the next side will accept the slow speed. It's not dedicated, consistent. So, and Amazon Connect, what is this? Is a call center. So AWS Direct Connect. This is a consistent network. Okay. Whenever there's a consistent network or dedicated line, so this direct connect will work without internet. That's the reason there's a consistent network. And speed is minimum 10 Gbps to 100 Gbps. Speed is too high, company plans to migrate its custom marketing application and order processing application. The company need to deploy application on different types of instance, CPU, memory, storage, networking. Okay, so what do you think?
Uh,
We have only one service. They are providing different type of instances. Instance type we already learned in the I think in the first class of AWS. We have different classes of like we have different tiers, instance sizes. We have
Amazon EC2.
yeah. Are talking about like different type of instances with various configurations, CPUs, memory, storage, networking capacity. Okay, so we have only one service, which is EC2. A company want to monitor and block malicious HTTP and HTTPS requests is Amazon CloudFront distribution service. Okay.
Let's see.
C. Okay. Who says C? Steven.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark and Christian and Ryofi, you are at C.
Yeah, see.
Okay, yeah, correct. C. C is a correct one. Which AWS service can host Postgre databases? Two. Postgre is a structured database. Okay, and
Which AWS service can host just SQL databases? Choose two. That's B,
okay, correct.
and it's
B and
and
E.
E.
How because E is a network drive. EFS
You're right. You're right.
is a it's a drive only. We cannot
EC2
host.
can host C.
Yeah, correct. C because
Oh,
in virtual server like EC2, we can install Postgre, we can install SQL, we can install anything in EC2 server.
that's
Okay.
my mistake. Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, and EFS is a drive. Okay, and S3 is also a drive. So, which AWS service can generate information that can be used by external auditors? Okay,
C.
so we can generate, yeah, correct. So because configuration changes here. So for auditing, so that's the service. So which AWS service or feature require internet service provider, ISP, and a send a facility to be implemented? Okay, one service, easy. We need to help with ISP if you need some connection. Just like AWS VPN, with the help of internet we can use AWS VPN. Okay, but we don't need the ISP services, dedicated ISP services, um, because ISP they have different networks. 37, I think 37 tier of uh, ISPs we have, and we can ask them. They will give a direct line. Okay, so if internet doesn't work, then you know the
And
service will
direct
work.
connect.
So, but that's fine, Christian. So that's a direct connect. Okay. So because with the help of ISP, you can connect direct connect, and it takes 1 month. Okay. Whenever you say you have to, configure this thing with the help of, or you have only 1 week, then AWS VPN with the help of internet. But this says, but AWS direct connect, according to AWS, it says it takes 1 month. Okay. To configure this service. So a company wanted Amazon EC2 instance to operate a high availability environment even if there's a national disaster in a particular geographic area. If something goes wrong in particular geographic area, so use sequence of multiple areas on edge location. It's easy. Anyone just say
Multiple
wrong, don't worry.
regions.
First one, A or B?
A.
A, yeah, correct. Use EC2 instance in multiple AWS region. If one region goes down, geographic area means region. If one region goes down, we have different. So edge location, nothing to do with geographic area. So basically, it's for caching. Availability zone, but in a different, I think the same AZ, but nothing makes sense. And CloudFront in EC2 configure, no. So which AWS service allow for file share between multiple EC2 instance? Now you know the answer. Allow file share between multiple Amazon EC2 instance.
D.
Sorry?
I said D.
Yeah.
D, yeah, correct. Because it's a network storage. Okay. A company need to manage multiple logins across AWS account within the same organization. Multiple accounts across AWS account with the same AWS organization. Okay.
That's D.
And you need to manage multiple login. Sorry, yeah, D, correct. Correct. A company uses Amazon workspaces. We already learned this one. And which task is the responsibility of AWS according to the AWS shared responsibility? Set up multi-factor authentication MFA for each workspace user account. So MFA is my responsibility. Okay. So this is not AWS responsibility. This is what is the responsibility of AWS? Infrastructure,
Structure.
hypervisor,
Yeah.
physical hardware. What do you think?
One that says infrastructure.
Yeah, infrastructure. B is the correct one. Because IAM is my responsibility.
Yeah.
MFA is customer responsibility. Configuring Cloud Trail is my responsibility, user activities. Okay. A company is migrating its public website to AWS. A company want to host the domain name for the website. So one question I think after so long. So regarding domain names
B.
for website, yeah, B, Amazon Route 53. A company use a third party identity provider. A company want to provide employee with access AWS account services without requiring set of logins credentials. Okay. What do you think? So only one service we have if you want to provide login credentials, third party. Okay. So I already explained you, I think if you remember, we have
Yeah.
an external identities as well in IAM. Okay. So you can invite the guest users like Facebook user, Gmail users. Okay. So you can invite with the help of here identity and access center. Same thing available in Microsoft Azure as well. Just Christian C. Okay, so which combination of AWS service can be used to move a commercial relation basis to Amazon manage open source databases? Force. Okay, that's a different question, but
Uh,
if yeah,
oh, and I was just gonna say,
they are just migrating service for databases.
migrating services is A and E A&E.
A and E. Okay, A is the right one, but EMR is a machine learning service. So you can just note it down and learn it. What is EMR and system manager? You can manage the theme. So I think for migration service we have two things. One is we need conversion tool, schema conversion tool. You can just memorize this one. So and second thing is AWS database migration because we are migrating. So okay, so A and C is the right one. And SDK is a development kit. We have some codes, so this is nothing to do with this migration. Okay, so it means this one is remaining, schema conversion tool, and this one is remaining. Okay, and what is EMR? Let me find it. It's a EMR is a machine learning for, I also forget it. AWS EMR. Okay, yeah, it is for big data. They are, managing a huge data workload.
So
Easily
so
run
they're
script.
using that to transfer big data.
Yeah.
See, that's why I
In
got it mixed up. I knew it was something about data.
yeah, correct. EMR. But they are talking about database over there. Like if this you see commercial relational
Yeah,
databases.
relational database. That's what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and big data is a different thing, and a relational database.
yeah.
But
10-4. I'm
I
clear on
also
that.
forget it. Yeah, I also forget it. EMR. So which AWS service gives users on-demand self to compliance control reports? Again, they're talking about reports, compliance reports, and we
Artifact.
have only one service, artifacts. So a company run legacy workload on-prem data center. A company want to migrate workloads to the AWS. A company does not want to make any change to the workload. Okay, so you will get these type of question as well in exam. Just like you have to, just understand it. And just this is a company run a legacy workload in the on-prem data center. A company want to migrate workload to the AWS. The company does not want to make any change. It means same thing.
Replatform.
Mm.
Re-platform. Re-platform or rehost? What do you think? Re-platform means if they are
Um,
changing the
yeah,
platform. Suppose
this
let's like if this is working SQL or Postgre is working in your company and you are going to migrate it and the company does not want to make any change.
this rehost.
Rehost. Rehost means just
Take what
okay.
they have, don't change
Yeah,
anything, and migrate.
yeah, yeah. If you change the platform SQL to Postgre and then re-platform. Okay, these you are changing the platform now. Okay,
So
next.
rehost is no changes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no change.
All right.
Okay, okay. Now a company is planning to migrate application to AWS cloud. During the system audit, the company find that content management system CMS application is incompatible. Okay, with cloud environments. Your application is incompatible. Which migration strategy can help to migrate CMS application? There is effort. Okay, choose two.
Replatform and refactor. Oh, it says which.
Okay, yeah, which two? Basically, in on-prem, your application when you are moving to the cloud, this is it's not, it's incompatible. It will not work. They just drop it. It will not work. So what do you think? What you will do?
Refactor.
Refactor. mm, okay, and
Oh, you said just drop it. If they just drop it, that's retire. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Application is incredible cloud, so Shadi will have company to migrate the CMS application with the least effort. Okay, so retire, A is done, and then
Retired. Okay, which migration
one is
and
fine.
at least effort. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's refactor. I don't know.
Repurchase, because we have repurchase
Oh
of
yeah,
cloud.
starting brand new. Yeah.
Yeah, brand new. Okay, and what is refactor is? So let me see. We have a, AWS we have a rehost. Okay, AWS re migration strategies. Okay, we can call us 6 hours. R. 7 or 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hours. Okay, before it was 6 hours, I think. 5 hours, 4 hours. Now is 7 hours. Okay. Okay, so this is the important document. Let me copy and share it with you in the Zoom chat. Might be you will get, I think, 1 or 2 questions. So that's a retire, retain, rehost, reallocate, repurchase, replatform, and okay, refactor is re-architecture. Retire, retain, high dependency, rehost, okay. Rehost means like lift and shift, okay. That's fine. Reallocate, so this you can transfer large number of servers. One or more application at a given time on-prem platform, okay. Repurchase, drop and shop, okay. Replatform, lift, thinker and shift, lift and reshape using this migration strategy. Okay. And refactor, okay. You move an application to the cloud and modify its architecture by taking full advantages of cloud native features to improve agility, performance, and scalability. Okay, re-architecture. You have to do some changes. Okay, that's fine. Now, this one, A and C is the right for it even. Which of the following are the AWS best practice? But in exam, I notice they are just, this is, you will get easy questions regarding re-platform, rehost, or repurchase. Okay, normally. Which of the following are AWS best practice recommendation? IAM, choose two. Okay, so that's the last question, and then we call it a day, and we will, meet at next week, Monday.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's the difference between the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam and then the AWS Solution exam?
Okay, so basically, AWS Solution Architect
Right.
uh, is a, if you want to become an architect, we have a, different path in AWS.
Mhm.
Uh, Cloud Practitioner is a, foundation one. You have to start it from Cloud Practitioner. Okay, when you done it, you know all services. What is this? What is that? What is IAM? What is EC2, EFS? You know all services.
Mhm.
Now, regarding like development side, if you go towards security, if you go towards SysOp or architect, you know everything in um, foundation like cloud practitioner. Okay, so after that you can choose developer. Okay, just like databases, RDS, and like coding, these things in
Mhm.
developer certification. And now three remaining. One is architect, associate architect. Okay, so you can make and second one is administration, which is called sysops. Okay, and last one is the security. If you go towards security, so you will manage just like if you are become a cybersecurity expert in AWS, So
Mhm.
your job is to become just you manage security things. You can only manage guard duty, web application firewall, security groups, okay, network firewalls, and security hubs, AWS security hub, and inspectors, Amazon inspector, and you have to just find like stop the hackers can come and and you just just
Yeah.
just find the loopholes, okay, in security. But in architect, suppose you are an architect, if you are someone hire you and they says, okay, we are just moving to the cloud,
Mhm.
and you are the architect, so you know everything about it, how to manage, how to configure the things, okay.
The
So
infrastructure. Okay.
yeah, infrastructure, everything.
I asked that because I passed the practitioner,
Okay. Oh, great.
but I was just and I was looking at the solution and I didn't understand what the difference was in the test.
Okay, so solution architect, that's the common one, and a lot of pupils goes towards solution architect. So that's the most common and most demanding architect. Okay,
Okay.
so if you okay, so architect is the most demanding, and sysop also good, but it's not very demanded because that's the operation side. And if you know architect, it means it's cover everything, lot of things it covers. Even in sysop, you can cover also a lot of topics you can cover in architecture. It's a very massive course, very big. Everything is comes inside. But in security, you just focus on these things, which is called a guard duty, trusted advisor, artifacts, AWS config. You just focus on these things. If you want to become a like cybersecurity experts at security only, then specialties are last. But that's the one is the most difficult one, and that's the last one, which
Oh,
is AWS security.
config is the most complicated one.
Which one?
Which one did you
Security.
say? Security.
Security is a complicated. Or I'm not say like you cannot do it. You can do it. You need if you have a good practice. But if you are good in like security, just like if you want to become a cyber security expert, okay, like you have to manage the keys. You can decrypt the encrypt the data. Okay, so sometimes it feels confusing. So but if you have a very good knowledge, so my AWS recommend like after 1 or 2 years hands-on experience, then you can move towards security. Don't go directly, otherwise you cannot get it. But at that stage that already complete cloud practitioner and you are learning so it's easy for you. So you can also go and in security section because a minimum like 6 to 1 year experience mandatory.
So
So
which one I'm the most highest paid?
highest pay like security guys nowadays, AWS security is a good
Okay.
one. And architect, basically everyone goes towards architect, AWS
Okay.
architect certifications right now. Who just show you the certification path. AWS.
Go lay down, dog.
Mhm.
And I'm also interested to go with AWS security because you learn a lot. And in AWS security, everything in architect also, you will become an architect as well because they cover everything.
Okay.
And that's the huge thing. That's the huge, insecurity. And you have all domains, just like if you want to become uh, like system administrator, like AWS, you can do it. And you have a good knowledge of architect, you have a good knowledge of sysop, you have a good knowledge on except DevOps. And even security, you will get a job in security as well, like cybersecurity analyst, because the concept is same, like security concept. So if I go, okay, you can see that data engineering, there's a new associate course for like big data. Just like a EMR, we already done it, and that's the development team. If you are a software developer, so then go for this one, and associate, that's the one, SAA3, associate architecture. Okay.
You got them all.
After this
Man.
one,
You got them all.
sorry.
I say you got them all.
Okay. So, okay, you get this one first, and then SysOp. So this one is most popular basically. A lot of pupils go toward this certification, architecture one. Okay. And that's the new machine learning AI practitioner. That's the latest one, AI practitioner. And there's a DevOps engineer, architecture professional. This is also, if you want to only focus on networking side, this is a certification, advanced networking. But this is not most demanding. And but this will be more demanded in future. AI,
Okay.
AWS AI in future. And I'm talking about that one, AWS Certified Security Specialty as this one. So this one is a difficult one, but you can only focus security, and you can become a security analyst. And for knowledge perspective, and for, you can get a lot. And that's a difficult one as well. But this one, architect one, is, if you want to start it, so that's a, great certification, architect, and you have everything. That's a very, good certification, architect.
Okay.
If you compare it like both, so architect is a, most popular. Yeah,
So
very popular.
you suggest getting the architect, solution architect, and then the security.
Yeah,
Okay. That's what I
I
want to
suggest
know.
you. Yeah, architect is a, that.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So, okay, last question. What is last question we have? This, no. Okay, 582. So, IAM best practices. Use a root account, because on daily basis we cannot use root account. It's not, in cloud environment. You have to create a user with the name of Mark or Steven, Christian, any name, and then you have to give rights. So eliminate this one. Now B, use access key and secret keys on Amazon EC2. That's fine, because we can use keys like SSH keys and secret keys on Amazon EC2. Okay, secret keys. No, 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 no. I think not right. Let's see. Let's see. Because to rotate credential on regular basis. Okay, that's the,
Yeah.
MFA number one, and rotate credential on daily regular basis. I think this one is the right one. C and B and yeah, because MFA is a one. Okay, okay, guys. So see you next week Monday, same time, 5 o'clock.
All
Okay.
right, that'll
Thank
be
you.
great. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.